You spend hours recording, cutting, and polishing your footage. Then you hit publish, and nothing happens. The views flatline. That lack of traction is rarely about bad luck. It is usually a mismatch in priorities. YouTube has one mechanical goal: keep people on the app for as long as possible. Things in front of you: your raw video edit, your thumbnail design software, and your YouTube Studio dashboard. If you understand how a viewer decides to click and stay, you automatically give the algorithm the data it needs to push your video to a wider audience. Step 1 happens before the video even begins. The thumbnail is your storefront window. If viewers do not walk through the door, the editing inside is irrelevant. This image shows a side-by-side comparison of thumbnail styles. On the left, we have a crowded design stuffed with text. On the right, a clean layout using a maximum of 3 words. We limit text to 3 words to prevent cognitive overload and ensure the image is instantly readable on a mobile screen. Your title is the second half of that storefront. Instead of repeating the words already on your thumbnail, use the title to create an information gap. Words like how to, the secret, or the mistake prompt a question the viewer needs answered. When the clean visual catches their eye and the title asks a question, you present a single, clear promise of value that secures the click. This animation shows a 15-second countdown timer. Those first 15 seconds dictate your total viewer retention. If a viewer leaves during this window, the algorithm stops recommending the video. A common error is starting with a slow channel introduction or asking people to subscribe right away. That burns through the 15-second window without delivering anything of substance. Instead, get straight into the material. Open with a direct question, drop them right into the middle of a fast-paced story, or show them the exact result they will achieve by the end. Giving viewers immediate value confirms they made the right choice by clicking, earning you their attention for the next segment of the video. Step 3 is the retention edit. To keep people watching past the introduction, you need to use pattern interrupts. These are sudden shifts in the video's presentation that refocus the viewer's attention and prevent visual fatigue. This timeline demonstrates a high-density edit, built by changing camera angles and adding text layers. Zooming into the audio track, notice the waveform spikes exactly below the visual cuts. Every visual change pairs with a sound effect, underscoring the interrupt. But those cuts and sounds need a logical framework. Organize your information as a continuous narrative, or present it as a specific problem you are actively solving. We naturally pay attention to narratives until they reach a conclusion. Combining a continuous narrative with frequent mechanical interrupts keeps the viewer awake and drives up the average view duration. For step 4, we move to the upload screen. YouTube operates as a search engine, relying on text data to interpret what your video is actually about. Think about the exact phrases a viewer would type into the search bar to find your topic. Identify those specific terms and integrate them naturally into your video title. Leaving the description box blank starves the algorithm of that necessary context, making it harder for the system to categorize your work. Look closely at this upload interface. The rule here is strict. Write a 2-line summary of your video at the very top of the description box. As you type, ensure your target search phrases are included. By providing accurate metadata in the title and the first 2 lines of the description, you give YouTube the exact map it needs to serve your video to the correct audience segment. Step 5 begins the moment your video goes live. You switch roles from video editor to community manager. Instead of a generic plea for subscriptions, use a smart call to action. Tie your request to a specific future benefit, like subscribe so you don't miss the next set of editing tricks. Once published, you have a 24-hour window. Your task is to reply to every single comment that comes in during that first day. This animation illustrates why that response time matters. By instantly liking and replying to incoming comments, you generate a concentrated burst of activity. That dense cluster of interactions acts as a positive trigger. It shows the algorithm that viewers are actively engaged, generating the initial momentum required to push the video onto wider recommendation pages. Let's review your fully optimized state. You now have a high-contrast clickway, a sharp 15-second hook, a dense retention edit, populated text fields, and a 24-hour comment strategy. Sustainable channel growth does not rely on going viral. It relies on the deliberate execution of a replicable checklist. Take this exact 5-step process and build it directly into your workflow for every single future upload. Satisfying the viewer's psychology naturally satisfies the algorithm. Now that your upload pipeline is structured, click here to learn the script writing techniques that make your viewers want to stay until the very end.